Hey everybody, Carl here, and I'm going to try again and do the video. Oh man, first of all, this camera that I got, not real happy with it. Besides, it doesn't do close-ups. Well, and you guys are already seen that. But not only that, this battery is like going down right away. And I mean, I gave it a full charge several times. I just start to use it, and next thing it's shutting off because the battery's dead. So, you know, I'm going to try to make it through this one, and we'll see. I don't even know if I can get replacement batteries, but okay, that's enough of the it's a sad world and stuff. We won't do that. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the zenith again. Only this time what we're going to do, let's see, and I'll get you a better close-up as we get into this, and actually this isn't going to do it. But we were here, and this is our power area, right? And we looked at that, the 35W4, and checked it out and pretty much seen how it worked and where it went. And if you notice, we went up in here and just kind of looked and, you know, and watched where it went. But I don't want to start over here. I want to come all the way over, and I want to start at the front of the radio where the signal comes in. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the oscillator. The oscillator works with a tank circuit, and we're going to go over that. I got it on a whiteboard because I've, like I said, I've did the video a couple times. Oh, another thing about this camera. It's kind of cool because it has an external mic that's hooked on the shoe, and if it's plugged in, then you have to use the microphone, and the microphone is battery operated, kind of like a condenser mic actually, and there's a left and right, and you have to turn them on, and it's got like off, medium, and high. I run it on medium, and it does work well that way. But if you don't turn the microphone on and it's plugged in, well, you're back in the 1918 doing the silent films, because that's, you know, you're not going to get any sound. So anyway, let's see if we can get through this, how long it'll work. I want to take you over to the whiteboard, and I want to take a look at the tank circuit that makes up our oscillator. Alright, what I have here, it's pretty crude, and we're not going to get into great detail. I want to give you a basic idea of kind of what's going on in the oscillator. Now, I'm going to show you, matter of fact, I'll try to put it right here, and this will be a picture of the schematic showing you where the oscillator is. It's under the 12BE6 converter. And, okay, so now we're back to here again. And what's basically happening is, first of all, if you have a tank circuit, and a tank circuit usually consists of a coil, which is an inductor, and a capacitor, and they're usually called an LC circuit, tank circuit. And what happens is these two are balanced with each other, so that it will hold a certain frequency, and it will let it go back and forth between the coil and the capacitor, and it'll bounce back and forth. Now, if we was to add power, let's say we close the switch, give it power, and then release the switch. So now you got power in here. It'll go around and it'll keep going, but as it goes, because of resistance and everything, it will start to wear down. And you'll have a sine wave that looks like this, but it will slowly go smaller and smaller and die out. So what we need is, we need to have a way to where it keeps feeding it, and not only just feeding it power, but it has to do it with the frequency itself. So what we're going to do is we add, in this case, we add a transistor, and you can put a op amp in there. You can put a FET transistor, field effect transistor in there. And the radio that we're looking at uses part of the tube. But I'm doing a transistor because it's a little bit easier to understand. Okay, so we have the power that comes in, and then if you notice, the power comes around, and it also it goes to the transistor. And the key to that is this coil here. This coil here gets inductance from this coil. We know that in a transformer you have a primary and a secondary, and because of the energy field that it puts out, it actually is picked up by the secondary, and power or energy then is created in here. And when this energy is created here, it turns this transistor on, which pulls this through, and then it cuts out enough to where until the power comes back up, and it does that in such a way that when everything's synchronized and and these coils are the way they're supposed to be, and this one's where it's supposed to be, you have that frequency, and that frequency is an oscillation that keeps going. And then that output is sent back up to the rest of the radio circuit. And I hope this is making some kind of sense to you. I know I'm not probably saying it the way I should, and there is an awful lot of different channels out there that go into great detail of this. And you can just go on, Google it. Google a tank circuit, and you'll get all kinds of stuff. So I just want to give you a basic rough idea, because that's what we're doing with the Zenith. We just want a basic idea of how this radio works. And if we look at each part, and we don't have to get into the craziness of it, we can just learn the basics, we'll have a basic understanding of how this heterodyne radio actually gives us radio sound. So that's basically it. I just wanted to show you that. I thought that it'd be helpful, and I strongly advise that if you get a chance, go and look on the web, and you can look some of the stuff up, and they give you such a better explanation of it than I'm giving it here. So, but anyway, that's our oscillator, what we call a tank circuit or an LC circuit. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be a shorty. All I want to do is I wanted to explain the oscillator, and we'll get into that a little more detail as we actually look into the circuit. But at least if you understand what's going on, how it oscillates, that's a big step in this whole process. And later on, we may even look at how you can put one radio next to another radio and tell if it's oscillating or not, because that's a that's a repair trick that a lot of techs use when they're in question whether the oscillator is even working in the radio that they're working on. So, like I said, now next time we're going to go and we're going to look at that 12BE6, because if you look at it, man, that guy is a busy tube. And we're going to take our RCA tube manual, and we'll look at it and we'll read all about it and see what's going on. And because they call it a converter for a reason. It's converting all the radio waves that come into the antenna, and which we're going to look at, and then it uses that, and it also uses the oscillator, and it creates a intermediate, or an IF, an intermediate frequency. And that's something that, you know, that's what the super heterodyne radios are all about. Being able to take the waves that we want within a certain parameter, you know, like in the AM, it's like from around 500 up to 16, around in there, you know, 15, whatever. And then it grabs one that it wants and puts it in and runs it through the intermediate. And that's what we're going to look at. We'll see how that all works. So I wanted to keep this short, and I'm just hoping that I can get it finished. I mean, I normally don't have this kind of problem making a video. So, but like I said, I'm not real crazy about this camera. So, and right now I don't have the dough to go out and buy a new one. So I got to use with what I have. You know, I use my phone and whatever it takes. But anyway, hey, 2020, let's have a good year, guys. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you real soon. And hopefully it won't be this long before I make another video. Everybody, take care. And most of all, you know, be good to one another, because we all have to share the planet, right? Okay. See you later. Bye.